Welcome back to another episode of Haas Talks, the show where, guess what, Haas Talks. Joining me in studio today, Mr. Jake Rosario. Jake, thanks for taking a quick second to kind of swing by and chat with me, man.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to see you, and it's always a good time to sit down and talk with Haas.
Jake, we've talked before, but this episode I want to direct specifically to what's about to happen here this week. We're currently recording. It's a Monday afternoon. Very, very busy week ahead. Yep. The 11th annual Donnie Ray Crawford Memorial, benefiting the Donnie Ray Crawford Legacy Foundation, just doesn't seem real.
No, it doesn't at all. You know, it's pretty cool that we've been able to keep it going this long, and you know, what all we can do through Donnie Ray's legacy. It's pretty awesome to witness and be a part of.
So every year it seems like you one-up yourself. the foundation just one-ups what happened the previous year. And last year being the 10th annual, yeah, I get goosebumps. I get at a loss of words every year for the Donnie Ray Crawford Memorial. And it's I was sitting here a couple months ago going, what's going to happen this year? Like, I wonder what it's going to be this year. Like, what's going to be that thing that is just the wow factor? Like, we always have great racing. Last year we had some rain. We had to shuffle things around. There was that big thing.
Yeah.
This year, the thing that's going to stick out to everybody, and if they haven't seen it yet, I don't know how, because you produced a pretty sweet little tidbit on it. I produced a little bit of something on it. The all-new two-seater experience. Man, let's talk about it, because it's simply awesome.
Well, yeah. About a year, probably 2 years ago, I came up with this idea that, you know, you see sprint cars and midgets and stuff, two-seater cars, and I've never seen a micro one. And I bounced the idea off Bob Sawyer a few times, and he's like, oh, that'll never work. We can't make it happen. And I was like, man, we got to make it happen somehow. And so, well, then last year, I got real after seeing the one at the Chili Bowl that Christopher was driving and stuff for Huset's, and then I was like, man, I really want to do that for the foundation to bring in some extra money and stuff. And then I got to thinking about it, and then brought it up to Bob again, and it was, you know, like pulling teeth trying to get him to do it because he didn't want to do it, which, you know, I understand it's a pain in the butt, but then when Pickle passed away, Bob inherited some of his stuff and that car that had the 1000cc in it, and so Bob finally was like, you know, if you want to do it, I got the perfect car for it, you know, because it's already got the 1000 in it, it's already retrofitted for all that, you know, it has the power. You know, the hard part is just making another car on there and then making all the chain work and the engineering and all that. And I was like, well, shoot, I'll help you there if you can help me with some of the other stuff and the welding and all that stuff. And then, of course, Scott is right in the middle of it too. And, you know, he helped out with everything because, you know, he's the master of R&D, like I say, you know. So we're able to make it happen. And it's taken about a year now that we've been working on it. And obviously, you know, a lot of late nights, a lot of hard conversations.
So in the video that you put out, you show the process, the build process of this. And again, I'll link it into this video. We'll figure out some way to where people can see it. But just the process, whenever you guys had the car there from Pickle, which I didn't even know that's where that car came from. That's way cool now. It's even makes it even cooler, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have that car sitting there, and then you see this. You guys are like just envisioning it, and you have tape lines ran, and you have different stuff going. Whenever it all finally kind of fit together, well, like what was that moment like? That late night in the shop, whenever all of a sudden, that's how we can do it.
Probably like a week ago, whenever we finally got everything done, because it seemed like we would work on it all night till 1 a.m, and then at the end of the night we'd make a list of what we needed to do for the next time. And it'd be like a mile long, and we'd be like, okay, we can get that stuff. And then we bring that list of stuff the next night and work on it till 1 a.m. and make a list at the end of the night, and it'd be just as long. So it's like an ongoing process. But I mean, once we kind of got them mated together and we can kind of visualize where stuff was going to be and stuff like that, it kind of got the ball rolling a little more and stuff like that.
Scott went to work and built like just this epic body on it.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the body is
Yeah.
is
Oh yeah, he definitely did his
freaking
thing on
sweet.
that. Yeah.
And then the 1000cc being 1000cc, the headers come out the passenger
Yeah.
side,
Yeah.
out the side of the hood, and it's all open header.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
loud and it just sounds mean.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, he had a muffler on it that was just like an old beater car muffler, and I was like, oh no, we ain't putting a muffler on that thing. We're gonna let it scream.
Yeah.
So.
It's part of the experience.
Oh yeah.
Whenever the car rolled out, and I was on the right side of it, and then I walk around to the left side because I'm like, how is this thing gonna be driven? Like, is it going to be by chain? Is it like a belt system, a pulley system? Like,
yeah.
Was that probably one of the harder parts?
Yeah,
of like
that was
figuring out gearing and how to make
that was
everything
definitely
work?
the hardest part, and I think that's why Bob was so hesitant to even do it, because he always said it'll never work. You'll never get the chain right. It'd be too long of a chain. We could never get it to work. And I was like, dude, I mean, we got to try it. I mean, nobody's ever done it, so we got to at least try it and see what we can do. And just a lot of math and formulas and getting all the ratios right, but we're able to make it work.
So was that your doing? Like, was that degree from OSU coming into play?
Yeah, a little bit of that. Yeah, a little bit of engineering involved in that, and
then how much machining did you have to do to get everything to work?
So
right?
that was one thing about it is, people will ask, so what was there a plan that you went off of, a roadmap? I was like, no, there's definitely no roadmap. Everything was custom, and that's kind of where Bob was kind of down at, because he's wanted to over-engineer everything, because he's engineered cars for 50, 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we always had to keep telling him, don't overthink it. This is a one-time thing,
Keep it simple,
yeah.
stupid.
So it was just, but yeah, everything on that thing is custom to make it work. So that's pretty cool to see all that stuff go into it too.
So your first lap's in it, you roll out here to port, you roll it out. We have quite a little bit of a gathering.
Yeah, a little bit.
There's people there that from the foundation, longtime friends, family, everybody was here. Whenever you initially rolled out onto the track, like I see the front come in, and then I'm like, holy smokes, dude! Like, there's another car back there.
Yeah.
What were those first laps like?
Yeah, it was definitely a cool experience, and definitely honored to be able to drive it and be the driver for it. And it's super cool. It's kind of hard to explain. It's just super cool to be a part of something so special that, I mean, like I told Scott over and over again, we're not just building another race car that's going to go on the track. I mean, this thing has such a bigger purpose, to hopefully be bringing scholarship money and mission trip money and driver's relief money for the foundation. So that's kind of all in your mind when you pull it out there. You think, wow, we actually did it and made it.
Yeah.
And hopefully this thing will be a good purpose.
So you make a few laps, make a few adjustments, and then we throw somebody in the back seat. So you threw A-Town, Featherfoot.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Featherfoot himself back there. Did that change the driving of the car?
Yeah, absolutely.
Having that extra weight back there, did it help?
It actually drove a lot better with somebody back there. And I was pumped that Austin was the first one back there, on the track. But, yeah, it was a super cool experience. I was hoping we'd be able to switch it around and him drive it, but he'd probably stick it in the fence with me in the back. So, no, but it was really cool, yeah. But, yeah, it definitely drives a lot different with, an extra 100, 150 pounds in the back. So.
Right. So now we look ahead to the upcoming event, and maybe this will be something that at other events you can take it to and be a part of. What's it going to take for somebody to get a ride in that thing? I mean, is it a couple $100 and a waiver and you're gone, or?
Yeah, so we're planning on actually raffling off rides. So be $5 tickets, or $5 for $20, or $25 for $100. We'll get a discount the more you buy.
Right.
But it'll be $5 raffles. You put your name in a drawing, and then we'll draw tickets probably 3 or 4 times a night, and just go out there and make 5 or 6 laps, and hopefully be a cool experience for a fan or another racer, whoever,
So I'm just wondering, if the car got better whenever Featherfoot was in it because of the added weight, I mean, I could probably bump up the rear percentage a little bit more.
Absolutely. We'll let it rip.
Send some quick time. It does have what size seat's in it?
It's a 16. It's a big boy seat.
16. I mean, my little Joy's 17 and a half. But I mean, I might be able to work something out.
We can make it work.
Here.
We'll squeeze you in there.
So that's the other thing, the safety aspect of it, right? Of course, Bob being Bob, it's not some rinky-dink deal. It's a top-of-the-line car. It would be just like anything else he builds. It's going to be nice, right? The seat is a full containment seat.
Yep, absolutely.
They have a steering wheel.
Yep.
which by the way was funny to watch whenever Austin and Jace were in the car because they're back there working. I mean, it was almost like a mirrored image.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool to watch whenever I go in the turn and you see me crank it over and Jace Blevins will be in the back seat doing the exact same thing. It's pretty cool to see.
So, a random race fan, they're like, you know what? It's $100. It's going towards a good cause. If I win, I win. If I don't, they win. They draw out their number. They draw out, ticket number 575444. Yeah. And they're like, oh my, that's me. I'm 57444.
Yeah.
So are you gonna have any gear for them?
Yeah,
like
so
how's that gonna work?
Obviously, ultimately, the goal would be to have like a small, medium, large fire suit with the Foundation logo on it. That's my end game. And with gear, all the gear for each size. For right now, we have, I have fire suits. Scott has fire suits, gloves. We have all kinds of gear that, we'll be able to throw it on there. If it's a little baggy, it'll be okay. It's still safe. Right. Everything's safe and everything. So, but yeah, it'll be super exciting.
Man, so this is so cool. What people may not know about the Foundation is that it's more than just scholarships. And over the course of the 11 years, it has grown into so much more. And it's not just a race that you guys do. You guys do so much more. New signage is about to go up here at Port City, kind of depicting that and showing that because it feels like with everything evolves, right? And everybody needs to be that brand awareness and everything else. You made mention that, whenever you're pulling on the track, you're like, dude, this is going to help somebody go to college.
Right.
This is going to help somebody go on a mission trip that's going to help, spread the word.
Right.
This is going to help a driver getting hurt in some way or form or fashion.
Right.
It's going to help that driver.
Yeah.
That driver's family be able to, whether it be eat a meal or get the proper treatment.
Yeah.
It's so much bigger than us. It's so much bigger than any organization. But how does that all come about? Like, is that something that just one day you're like, hey, we're going to do a mission. We're going to give some money to a mission trip, or is it something that has been planned out and thought about because you guys seem to cover every single aspect of like, it's not just by the seat of your pants.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a lot of behind the scenes work. There's a lot of tiers to the Foundation that a lot of people don't see, but in fact, we just had a board meeting last week, to go over all the scholarships that we're going to be rewarding here this weekend, and the driver's relief that we're going to be giving out also for an injured driver, one of our home racers. And so, there's, board members that also have input on the board as well. It's not just, Donnie and Jody and me and Megan and, whoever out there. I mean, there's a nice board and they work their butts off, to make it happen. And like I said, here we are 10, 11 years later, and it's still, it's just on the upward trend, which is awesome. So, we're definitely blessed, and it's the people that donate stuff and buy raffle tickets and things like that make it possible. So we can't do it without all those people.
And that's one thing that I try to commit to is saying that it's not just the Crawford family. It's not just them. It's all of us.
Right.
Because even if you buy just one ticket, that's still something that helps to go towards somebody somewhere down the line.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like I said, it's not, you guys don't just do just a race. Like you do, it is one of your big emphasis, right? You're real big on the Donnie Gray Crawford Memorial. You have a strong presence at the Shootout and Chili Bowl. Mm-hmm. But there are also events that the Donnie Ray Crawford Legacy Foundation takes care of. How much planning goes into these events? I know that you and Jody have a lot to do with the racing side of things, but there's a guy that does something about a fishing tournament or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so Kevin Apple, he definitely heads up the fishing tournament every year, and he does an awesome job. I think last year we had almost 170 boats, which is awesome.
And to me, that's just outstanding.
Yeah.
Right? And Kevin's, extremely passionate about that.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be able to do that without him. But he's going – again, he's one of those selfless people
absolutely. Yep.
that does it because he sees the big picture, right?
Absolutely.
And that's the cool thing that I want to say, a round of applause not only to you, to the Crawford family, but to all those people that donate time and they donate energy because sometimes it's more than just a monetary deal.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we wouldn't be sitting here today. The Foundation wouldn't be here today without all the people that do stuff behind the scenes. And when nobody's asking anybody to do anything, they just go out on a limb and do whatever they can do to help. So, yeah, it's definitely all because of them. So,
So also on Saturday, we'll go ahead. We're going to post this probably Friday.
Okay.
Okay, so it's Monday, Friday. So Saturday, June 25th, cornhole tournament.
Yep.
How does that work?
Yeah, so 11 o'clock we'll kick off the tournament out here behind the grandstands. You can pre-register, ahead of time, or, now you can come Saturday morning beforehand, get out here around 10 o'clock or whatever, and we'll all be out here with boards. It'll be, the Cornhole Association rules, it's single elimination, so you just play a game of best 2 out of 3 is one game, and then a single elimination through the bracket, and then the winner gets, I think, 25% of the pot, and then some big, cool trophies, and then obviously the boards that we play with. So,
and that's something else that's really cool is to see that not only are there a lot of race teams and race fans taking part of that, there's some really good cornhole dudes.
Yeah, there's some professional players that come out and give their effort at it, and I think they actually walked away with the win last year. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool to have outsiders come in, and then once they get in here, they're like, oh, man, what is this place all about? And then it kind of gets them coming back to the races and to Donnie Ray's stuff, so it's pretty cool.
Let's talk about you for a second. We're only at 16 minutes, man. We got a little bit more time left in this intermission or this YouTube video that people are watching, whether or not they're watching live on Flow or at a later date. Last year, let's rewind to the Donnie Ray Crawford Memorial. You've won races at Port City Raceway, right? You've been in the Victory Lane pictures. You've been a part of some special wins. You've done some cool things here. The Donnie Ray Crawford Memorial is probably the number one on the list right now that
absolutely
needs to be won by Jake Rosario. Last year, non-wing A feature. Let's talk about it. You start
Heartbreak.
20th. You start 20th, and, dude, you're just picking them through the field. You're just coming, and you're coming. I feel like it was a storyline during that race for me as an announcer, being able to, calling the race at the front and seeing a couple cars get tangled up and whatever, what have you. That's all good and grand, but always in my peripheral was the 92. You're coming consistently. You started 20th and you ended up 4th in that feature. Mm-hmm. You got the Hard Charger Award, which is special in itself because that means so much in correlation to everything. Right. But how sweet would it have been to have been the Hard Charger and the race winner? And you got to take one of those cool trophies home.
Yeah, and a ring. So the 2 times that we've actually given out rings was the first year and the 10th year. And both of those races, I was in contention to win at the end. And then Marcham got me the first year, and then Trey last year. But nonetheless, we had a good run. Obviously heartbreaking not to pick up the W, but I was happy for Trey. He deserved it. He was ripping. And, it was a fun race, that's for sure, being able to come through the field. Obviously, we got some lucky breaks there, but, definitely blessed to even be in the running there.
So let's the final closing here. We've got a new fan in the stable. Let's talk about how the new baby's doing.
Yeah, he's doing good racing. He's 2.5, 3 weeks old now. He's getting
and has
big.
already made his appearance at the racetrack.
Oh yeah, he was there 3 days old.
Yeah,
almost got him a win on 3 days old, but gave it
so
away.
Close.
But he's doing good. He's putting the weight on, and he's loving the races. That's for sure.
Is Baby Ray taking to him? Is Lambert? Are they taking to him all right?
Yeah, Donnie Ray is obsessed with him. He loves him, and he's a good big brother. I think Lambert kind of struggled a little bit at the beginning just because he wasn't the baby anymore.
Yeah.
But he's doing better now, and he's loving them too. So it's good. It's good to have 3 boys. We always kind of compare them to the Lambert bros because there's 3 of them. So if they can turn out to be half the boys that they were, then we'll be in good shape. So
that's a true story. Those Lambert brothers are something else. I don't know how they got that far from their dad, but hey, round of applause to them. Yeah. Jake, in closing here, for somebody that has never heard of the Donnie Ray Crawford Legacy Foundation, somebody they haven't heard of this memorial race or the fishing tournament or anything related to this, how would you explain to them kind of the description of what the heart of the Donnie Ray Crawford Legacy Foundation is all about?
I think, it kind of boils down to one word, which is legacy. He left an amazing legacy to be able to carry on through so many different ways to so many different people. And it's pretty amazing to be a part of it and to witness it, to go to so many different people, whether it's injured drivers, to help out with them get back on their feet, or scholarships for kids to go to school and pay for that, or even spread the word of God through mission trips. And there's so much more to the foundation than just those 3 tiers. But his legacy is what really sticks out to me, that here we are 10, 11 years later, and he's still touching people's lives through so many different ways. So that speaks volumes to me, and like I said, it's a blessing to be a part of.
It's super easy to get involved. It's super inexpensive. Every little thing helps. You can make a change that helps everybody, so many people. So help out the Donnie Ray Crawford Legacy Foundation today. Find out more on their Facebook page, yep. DRC Legacy Foundation.
Yep.
They're on Facebook. You can visit DonnieRayCrawford.com. Yep. All that information. There's YouTube videos out there. Get on YouTube and just search Donnie Ray Crawford, and you're going to see some things that will literally change your life.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to try to pretend that it won't, because it will. But this has been Jake Rosario here on Haas Talks.
Performance Electronics, custom electronic solutions. From design to manufacturing, let us put your ideas in motion and become your company's full-service electronics manufacturing experts. Performance Electronics.